Why does everyone in the Big Ten become Iowa?
Everything evolves to eventually become a crab.
Ryan Day wanted the crab fight.
This team has two claws and he wants to snip at you with them.
He will play like the crab if he feels threatened.
All right, so let's just continue what we were talking about, specifically about the SEC losing like throughout this entire bowl season, essentially. Um, Georgia and Alabama knocked out in the this round of the playoffs. Ohio State also knocked out. So I think this is the first college football playoff ever without one of these three teams in the finals, which is I think pretty great.
It's a great Final Four. Like
Yeah,
logo ball
absolutely.
wise, I love it.
No, absolutely. And I think this is why we play the games. That's what they say. But no, yeah, the SEC, we were talking specifically about the gap between or the re-rating, John, if you want to explain that.
Yeah. So I as an SEC fan, I do not like the conference like woo woo root for the SEC bullshit. I want every other SEC team to lose at all times. I hate all of them. Not equally, but I hate them all. Um, and I think I'm happy that the SEC has been laying such an egg this bowl season and has won like maybe one game that wasn't an SEC versus SEC game. Like, and I'm hoping that it will contribute to a like re-ranking in our collective consciousness of the conferences because the SEC is just frankly not like far and away the best conference like it was, 5, 10 years ago. And it hasn't been like that for a while, but they still get the benefit of the doubt, like a three-loss Alabama team that just got absolutely smoked in their conference championship, being allowed to not drop a spot and be in the playoff. So I'm hoping, I mean, bowl games are whatever. My one of my favorite podcast, Split Zone Duo, they say bowl results only matter if they fit your narrative, otherwise they don't matter. These bowl results fit my narrative, so they matter. Granted, they're bowl games, so like who really gives a shit? But
It's the problem of talking about anything online where you need nuance for it to make sense. The SEC has a lot of really talented teams. That's a fact. The SEC has a lot of really good, like well-backed programs. That's a fact. But as NIL has been more of a thing, and now guys are able to transfer, and now they're transferring not just to different teams, but different teams out of the conference. Like, what's the difference between an SEC player and a Big 12, an ACC, a Big 10 player, a G5 player? And the answer is a year or two. Like, there's not like some huge divide. And that's why when you see people talking about like, oh, we don't want to schedule this tough out of conference game. Oh, we're not going to include the other two Power Four conferences in our scheduling because it doesn't behoove us to have a chance to lose that game and make our conference look worse. Like that's exactly why. Like you're telling me that this thing is far and away the best conference, or at least that's how we're covering it. That's how it's talked about. That's how a casual fan would approach any two teams matching up based on like where they're from. So now it's like when you're saying, "Oh, the SEC is the best conference," I'll still listen to you on that argument. I think the seventh best SEC team has a really good like talent composite, like we talk about sometimes, or has some players that could start in a lot of different programs across the country. That being said, it's 4th and 3, and your coach calls dime for you to defend against in the red zone. Football's not a talent game. It is a coaching, it is a decision making, it is not like you can't just tell me that because a team looks good coming off a bus that they are the better team and it's worth discarding actual results, actual decisions, actual availability for another team in another conference just because they're from that other conference.
right. And Vasishta, I don't know if you have anything else that you want to weigh in on this topic, but I think this is a great segue into Indiana, Alabama.
No, that was exactly what I was going to say. So like, so Indiana, Alabama, Rose Bowl, Indiana wins 38-3. And to your point, the talent composition between these two teams are like massive. I mean, Indiana compared to, I think Alabama is literally the number one team by talent
Hmm.
composite in the country, at a minimum top five. Um, and I picked them to win this game because of that, and that was not correct at all. And I think John, you put it best. You said it's okay. Your SEC bias made you pick Alabama no matter what, and it happens. But you know what? They just got dominated in every single phase of the game. Like, what
Right.
can you say?
And I'm not like directly calling you an idiot for your pick or anything. It's going to sound
Oh,
like
you
I'm doing
should.
that, but like I just don't think this is that sure, it's shocking that Indiana won by 5 touchdowns in a playoff game, but
Golly.
I don't think it's that shocking that Alabama would lose this game to Indiana when you look at the body of work that both teams have put out this whole year. Like, I mean, Indiana's gotten tested now 3 times and they've fucking aced every single one of them.
Yeah, no. It was a stupid pick. I don't have much more to say. There's like only one thing I wanted to talk about in the game, which was like, listen, they lost by 5 touchdowns. It definitely didn't make a difference. But did anyone think Kalen DeBoer going for it like in the first quarter on their own like 30 on fourth down was just a horrible decision that immediately like buried the game?
I
Uh,
think the fact that it was like this will they, won't they sort of like bring out
Yeah.
a running back to do a direct snap, like that's if you're gonna do something wild and crazy, at least do it in the conventional way that you are best at. And I don't know, I feel like I can trust Alabama's passing game to get 3 yards or whatever that they needed to convert that. Like that's
Yeah, why run it? That's like the thing you suck at
that's
the
the
most.
whole thing you can't do.
Yeah, like I don't
and
understand.
and and telegraph that you're running it by having the running back be the one that gets in the backfield.
Yes,
Like
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
it's
Yeah, absolutely.
strange.
Yeah. I would say like as a broad takeaway, the only thing that I thought was an interesting conclusion was like I do think Alabama's defense is actually good, and Indiana dropped 38 on them. So I do feel like if this Indiana team has a weakness, it would be that their offense in a shootout, like I'm not 100% on board with that, but they definitely lit up Alabama. So that's all I'll say.
I have like two kind of minor notes about this.
Right.
I straight up don't buy the Ty Simpson was hurt and that's why we took him out. I think that was a benching because
You
he had like
think?
60 yards. He
He
got
got annihilated on that
yeah,
play
but
and he was like
he
limping
played
and
for another like quarter and a half after that.
oh yeah. No, but that's probably true. He probably did just immediately get benched. And to be fair,
Yeah.
his backup went in and immediately threw like a 40-yard pass. So
Yeah. No, Caitlin was trying to do some 2017 Tua magic, I think. I mean they can it's also because I'm biased to just think all Alabama people are liars and bad people, but I think that was a benching. That was not an injury. My second note, cowardly field goal from Kalen DeBoer, but I get it because
yes.
they should have gone for it to, the game's already over, right? At that point, it was like late in the third quarter. They were down like 31-0 or something. That was purely an exercise of I don't want to deal with having to say we got shut out in a playoff game. Because it was like, fuck, let me pull up this play. It was fourth and goal, like I think at the 10-yard line. So yeah, it's kind of a long conversion, but like a field goal doesn't help you at that point.
Yeah, you're not playing to win. You were playing not to
Yeah.
get shut out. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, can we talk about the DeBoer thing? Because this is like an unacceptable level of loss for Alabama. They could have lost. I believe that. I don't think you can lose this badly without I mean, he's got to be on like the hot seat at this point, right? For Alabama,
Yeah. I mean, it's just a crazy situation. I don't think you're that off base. Like,
yeah, it's Alabama. Like, it's not that crazy of an expectation to not lose by 35 points in a playoff game to a team
yeah.
that you outrank in every possible talent metric. Like,
I don't know, man. I feel like they lost to the better team, and it's only like, oh, how embarrassing that the better team was Indiana. But I feel like Indiana's been doing that to people the whole season. Like,
true,
I
but
think it's
okay,
a bad matchup for them. I feel like losing to Oklahoma, even on the road in a playoff game, twice in the same year, would have been like, oh, this shit is not ever gonna work. Like you're losing to a conference opponent, one that can't do what you're supposed to be good at, and you lost to them twice, three times technically now. Like this feels like only because it's Alabama, somebody's gonna overreact and say we got to get rid of this guy, even though they're
but they
recruiting
didn't.
fine. They're still competitive. They went on the road and won a playoff game and were the first team to do so. Like, I don't
Okay,
know. It feels like my Kent State shirt wearing ass can't really conceptualize with firing a guy after what, maybe year three of being at a program and it not being Nick Saban. Like, come on.
wait. Okay, first of all, you said a bunch of words that are red flags to the Alabama fan. First of all, they didn't just lose. Like I said, I think they could have lost this game. They lost by 35 points. Okay, they got destroyed. They didn't score a
Mhm,
touchdown. Like this,
mhm.
this was not a competitive football game. Okay, second of all, you said competitive. That they're competitive. They're not trying to be competitive. They're Alabama. They
They
want to
were
win
in
the
the
national
SEC
fucking.
championship.
Yeah, they lost. Like they got destroyed. That's their. The, I mean, their standard
Who's
is
their
this.
competition in their conference? Texas A&M, Texas, Oklahoma. Are you worried about any of these teams that also have three losses? Texas A&M didn't have three, but it kind of counts as three. They lost the exact same way Alabama did, except to a slightly worse team. Like I feel like Alabama's like not good on a national level to like play anybody, and like there is now a tier above them, and you found that out. But you're still very competitive in the SEC. It's year two of Kalen DeBoer. I feel
It's year
like
two at Indiana.
sure,
Yeah.
that's Kurt Signetti. We're comparing Kalen DeBoer to Nick Saban and the greatest coaching job of all time. That isn't Nick Saban. Like I still like it sucks you're going against each other, but in the same way that Nick Saban fired a bunch of coaches in the SEC just by being the measuring stick to compare to, like he can't still be doing that now.
He
Like, you
can
I
when you
can't let
took
that
over
happen.
his job. Like you,
yeah.
yes, he can.
I mean, listen, I can't stop the folks in Tuscaloosa from being too rash and hiring Kalen DeBoer, being like, "Oh, this guy is terrible, is a terrible coach." That being said, when you hired him, you knew that he was not in the Nick Saban tree, and you cannot be mad now that all the other coaches in the top four of the playoff are from that tree. That's your fault. Blame your athletic director, blame your donors, blame your boosters. I don't care. If this is a bad decision, you have to let it play out more. Otherwise, you just have a bad process. And the only thing worse than not being able to follow up Nick Saban is to be like, oh, we're an idiot institution that got lucky. So let it ride. Or you're LSU. If you're fine with being LSU, that's fine. But please.
Yeah. Well, at some point we should make a bet if we think he'll be fired by the end of next season, because I think there's
Sure.
a really very real chance that that will happen. Like almost guaranteed.
Yeah. I can't remember if I've said this on this show, but like Alabama fans fundamentally are exactly the same as Auburn fans. We're the same level of irrational and stupid. Like And now, granted, the fans aren't in the room making the hiring and firing decision, but like the temperature can get turned up pretty quickly because your fans, not only are your fans at a baseline as dumb and irrational as Auburn fans, who are the butt of every single joke about fan bases in the SEC because we do stupid shit all the time, you have that baseline plus an impossibly high bar set by the previous guy. Like, I agree with Fasishta. If maybe not a hot seat, but a warm seat. It's not comfortable in Tuscaloosa.
If the next season is a three-loss season, he's gone. I like fully believe that. You can't lose three games to Alabama with the best roster in the country. Like Ohio State wouldn't let that shit fly. I don't see why it would fly at your school. So anyway,
I
whatever.
get it. I get
Yeah,
it. I just think it's stupid. So I think we're all on the same
It is
page.
stupid. Yes, it is
it's
stupid.
stupid. Yes,
No,
yes.
we do agree it's stupid. Uh, uh, all right. Well, moving on to the next game. Oregon played Texas Tech and won 23-0. And you know what? I've got a very strong opinion on this. Okay. Oregon, I picked Oregon. Okay. They dominated, but Dan Lanning is a idiot like head coach. He is going for it on every fourth down imaginable against an offense that cannot score against him. He could have literally gotten one field goal this entire game and won the game. Okay. That is how good his defense was playing. This dude was going for it on every fourth down available and putting his defense with a shorter field than they have to for no reason. I just like even though they dominated and they won and like it was never close, I was so annoyed by the way that Lanning managed this game, and I 100% believe it will cost them in the future rounds. So on or please go.
There was a Seahawks uh San Francisco game that just happened last night. And it was very similar in that the Seahawks would get to the red zone and go for it and give the Niners a short field and have nothing to show for it. They had six drives, I believe, and two of them ended in 0 points. One was a missed, two of them were a missed field goal, two were a turnover on downs, and the other two combined for 10 points. So San Francisco had nothing going on offense, but the door was always open. And when the Niners drove down the field and had a chance to score a touchdown, and it was like 13-3, it was like, uh-oh, we're in a tight game again. How did that happen? After having 10 more minutes of time of possession. And that's what Dan Lanning did. It's kind of funny that there's like some Seahawks Oregon fan that had to deal with both games and won both of them. But it was definitely more stressful than it needed to be. Why? Because sometimes it's the right choice to just take the points. I just don't know when. I feel like at the beginning of a game, there's a window to put the game away, make the other offense one dimensional, and just tee off on a quarterback until he's knocked out of the game. But I could also see, like, oh, how many drives did you have that you just probably could have put the game away and just kicked a field goal? And hell, maybe you miss a couple. Now you have nothing to show for it, and you didn't give yourself a chance to capitalize on the position you had. So you can always talk yourself out of it. I think the answer is just don't fuck up that many fucking times.
Well, just if your defense is playing incredible and you don't have to do anything extra, just take the field goal. That was all I'm saying. Like you don't have to go for it. Like there's nothing to be gained when your defense when they can't do anything on offense, you know?
How fast can you learn that your defense has the upper hand for an entire game? I think you
Uh,
have some idea, but I mean, if it's the first quarter and I had like a 7 minute drive to I think begin the game, and then I got one turnover on downs, had another 4 minutes come off the clock, and then a second, like I stopped two drives. Like that's not telling me anything. That means like, oh, okay, I beat their scripted drive and then I beat another one. And maybe it was the same plays because I was like a three and out or something. So
I mean,
I'm not sure.
yeah, I hear you, but to get back to the actual game, Texas Tech's offense was what number two scoring offense in the country, and I didn't think they'd be able to score a lot of points. I didn't think they'd put up nothing there. Um, what happened?
I think that the roster construction of Texas Tech, the strategy of like focusing so hard on the defense, getting an awesome defense, and spending a little bit less at quarterback. You don't have like a star, Heisman level quarterback. You don't really have star receivers. I mean, it worked the whole year until now, and their defense showed up and played really well and allowed 16 points before garbage time. I mean,
Mhm.
but I think that they were limited because of how they came into the year. And, I think maybe that kind of philosophy is just going to change because if you're getting into the playoff, you're going to have to play 3 games in a row against probably teams with elite defenses.
Yeah, if your Texas Tech was this a disappointing season that you lost 20, that you got shut out in your playoff game, because I kind of feel like it would feel that way to me.
Yeah, I think the manner of losing is what makes it a disappointment because I mean other than that, you look at it, you ran through the Big 12, you won the championship and you got the first round bye, but then getting shut out, yeah, is just it leaves a sour taste in your mouth and you're gonna have to sit with that for 8 months.
Yeah, the Big 12 needed a playoff win. There haven't been too many, and now, oops. Like it wasn't just like, ah man, they played a good game against Oregon and lost. It was, oh, we had two-thirds of a team, and that was very apparent. And that's what I wrote in the notes. Texas Tech, they're an SEC team. They had the exact same game as Texas Tech. They had tons of talent. They had a really good defense and an offense that was productive but inconsistent with a quarterback that should probably be replaced. Uh, Welcome to the SEC. Don't get any ideas, though.
Yeah, on the flip side, if you're Oregon, okay, if I'm sure Oregon fans feel amazing, but if I'm an Oregon fan, I would not feel that amazing because, frankly, Oregon's offense. I mean, listen, Texas Tech's defense is insane. I would I would argue they might be the best unit in the playoff as just their own unit. But Oregon had a lot of possessions to put up those 23 points. And I'm just not sure if they can do this next game. Like they can play better and they will have to play better, is what I would say. I think if Oregon had played Miami or how any of the other playoff matches this round, I think Oregon might have lost just based off their performance today. So
Yeah,
that's just
I
yeah.
think I agree with that.
Okay, on to the fun games now. All right, we've done our due diligence. Okay. Miami versus Ohio State. Miami won 24 to 14. What do we think of this one? This is pretty fucking crazy. Miami might go all the way. They're
Yeah,
really good. They
it's crazy.
dominated Ohio State. And I think we all agree this Ohio State team was like at minimum really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
way Miami's defense played was like I feel like we had seen flashes of this game throughout the year from them, but like they the defense put it all together for 60 full minutes. Like and getting that Keontae Scott, former Auburn player who never did any shit like that for us. That pick six was just it felt like it could get ugly after that, but then Ohio State, I mean, they fought back in. They it was a fun football game, man.
Sorry, Josh,
any
what'd you
game that has a pick six on a screen is a spectacle. That never happens in like a normal like game. Like a pick six is one thing, but something happening like that, taking a high percentage play and turning it into disaster Like it's the most exciting play in sports. Like that's great. Uh, for Miami, I mean, where was this, dude? Like
They
it
just
was,
play up and down to their competition, and in the playoff, all their competition is up. So they just
I
play
guess
better, I guess.
so.
Yeah. I will say, don't you think it was, I thought it was super impressive that Miami was able to run the ball against this Ohio State front. Like, I 100% believe that'll translate going forward. Because that was my doubt was like they ran on A&M and they needed to. But they were able to run the ball in Ohio State. They really played their game, you know. I think Ohio State was playing Miami's game as opposed to the other way around. Um,
Yeah.
dude, if you're Ohio State, are you considering moving on from saying? You have like 15 NFL receivers out there and you're not putting up points. Like
Why they have so many tight ends on the field then?
because this is Ohio State football and we're Ryan Day. We got to go fuck them up and play run the ball. He
Why?
always
Why were they playing the Cyhawk game? I don't understand.
I mean, Jeremiah Smith got his
yeah.
160 yards, touchdown, 7 receptions. I don't know what his target share was like, but I mean, I think if you're, I don't think you're thinking about moving on from San. I mean, he's what, a redshirt freshman or a
He's a
sophomore or
baby.
something? Like,
I'm just being a hot take artist. What are you gonna say? I think we should
yeah.
bench him, kick him out of campus. He lost 2 games in his freshman year.
Fuck it.
No, I don't know.
Transfer portal, Arizona State.
Christ.
Yeah, all I'll say is it's good they won the championship last year because
Yes.
holy shit if they did not and then this happened, I think Ryan Day would just get fired instantly. He needed that championship more than anyone
Dude,
else could know.
I
Um,
I love how quick of a trigger you have, dude. You want to fire everybody.
I do. I love when big fan bases fire coaches for like barely messing up. I love No, but on the flip side for Miami, Cristobal nailed it, right? So far, it's absolutely a success, right? Even if they never do anything again under his tenure, it was a success. Um, and they catch the path because I think, yeah, they play Ole Miss next, right?
hmm
That's the best matchup they could ask for out of the field.
To me, that's just such an intriguing matchup. I'm not sure if that's like a good one. I just know I'm like, oh, I want to see this. Like, I think my question was if their pass rush, like I knew it was good. I knew it was Ruben Bain. It's like incredible, but I didn't know they would have the I didn't know they'd have the time. Just because you have like an advantage on the defensive line doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to dominate an entire game. Because what a defensive line like getting pressure looks like is sometimes just that's it, pressure. Like a guy has to, maybe step a couple more spaces out of the way before he can make a throw. And maybe you throw off some timing. Maybe you get one turnover forced by a pass rush. I didn't think it would be like holding Ohio State to what, 27 points this postseason total? No,
Dude, yeah.
24. So,
Oh, yeah. No, continue, sorry.
wowzers.
Yeah, Ohio State this year against the good, well, I don't want to say the good team, the better teams they played, they did not put up points. Texas week one, they didn't put up points. Indiana, they didn't put up points. Miami, they didn't put up points. Who else did they play that you'd consider like really solid? I mean, Michigan was okay, like good. They put up points on Michigan.
Yeah. I mean, I think
Um,
they're the third best team Ohio State played, but that
it's
says more
something,
about
yeah, but
Yeah,
it's either way, they got
Texas.
a problem. They got a problem. And what's his name? Brian Hartline has been their OC. This is his first year at offensive coordinator, which is pretty up and down, I would say. He left though, right? Didn't he go to Kentucky?
South Florida.
That's right.
Right. Okay. Damn. Yeah, either way, Ohio State definitely has some soul searching on that side of the ball to do. And I think they need to stop asking so much of their quarterbacks. I mean, when you look at what they're asking Carson Beck, like a sixth-year senior, to do on one side of the field versus a redshirt freshman, it's palpable. Like the
Yeah,
level of difference. Because Ohio State was never so far out of the game that they had to throw the ball 35 times. It was 14-0 at half. I mean, that's not like you burn the boats and start throwing it every single play situation.
yeah,
Um,
But that zero has some anxiety inducing effects, dude. Like you see no points, you start thinking about your job. You start thinking about not just how do we get back in this game, like fuck, I gotta get on the board now. Like they're gonna talk shit about me. And maybe that's not exactly true. I'm not sure. Like the offensive coordinator is like, fuck, my job is on the line right now at this moment. But it definitely makes a team react a certain way when it's like, damn, we can't get anything. Like it takes a little bit off your defense, like being like, okay, it's if we make another mistake, we're out of this.
yeah, no. Ohio State, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how they would feel about their season. I feel like it would be pretty bad. Losing to Indiana and then Miami has to feel like shit. You lost your two biggest games, like basically.
yeah,
Um, Miami, they definitely have the path to make the title. Mark Fletcher's awesome. We probably should have mentioned
yes,
that too.
yeah, true.
Fucking workhorse running back. Nice to see in this day and age. Um, Next game was Ole Miss, Georgia. Ole Miss won 39-34. This was probably the best game of the round. I would say the playoff so far. I'll let you guys go first because you're gonna enjoy this more than I. Georgia, Georgia fucking blew this, dude. And Josh, you're so right. Kirby let out his inner Sarkisian this game. This was such a Sarkisian game. It's just so
Dude.
true. All right, go ahead. Lay it on me.
Okay.
The trick play that was cool on fourth down, the
I like
little
that.
orbit motion, like that's sick.
Okay, that was a bright spot. Yeah,
I feel
John.
like I feel like we have to start with how fucking awesome Trinidad Chambliss is. I
Yeah,
mean, his his scramble to pass is like just unbelievable. Georgia was getting pressure on, pretty frequently, but like Trinidad just beats the contain and finds some open space and chucks it downfield and it works, man. That's for sure the MVP of the game for Ole Miss. And I feel like I have to start there because they won, but Kirby blew it, man.
it was a blown game. This was the first game we've lost in since Alabama 2018, the SEC title, where we led going into the fourth quarter.
Damn.
It's been 5 years, 4 years, something like that, 4 or 5 years since we've blown a fourth quarter lead. Which is insane to say out loud and be upset. But
Yeah.
no, I mean, yeah, Chambliss played like he was Johnny Manziel. Like I've got nothing to say. I'm like, we were there. They're chasing him. He's just too good. Um, the secondary had a bad day, a really bad day, which had been an issue for them all season. Offense was better than I thought it would be. I think Georgia's offense was really good for at least 2.5 quarters and then lost it for a while and, got it back when they needed to, but it was inconsistent. But I think Stockton was really good. Like Gunnar Stockton, I thought played really well. I was really pleased with his performance. I just didn't think that Georgia ran the ball when they needed to, basically. I mean, remember my prediction for this game was that like it would be close, and then in the fourth quarter, Georgia would be the deeper team and start running the ball, which like we started to do, and then we just fucked up. Like we should probably talk about the 4th and 2 on our own 30 something yard line that we went for. Um, Anyone want to take a vote on whether that was an intentional snap? Because some players just weren't playing and then others were on that. Do we think that was the play to go for it?
I
I
guess. I feel like if anybody's gonna know, it should be the center. And the quarterback got it. So I'm assuming they were at least on the same page.
But he bobbled.
So
He
Yeah,
didn't expect the snap. Like you could
but
tell he didn't expect the snap.
yeah, and when you have offensive linemen just standing there, like
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think that that was meant to be like that, but
Well, here's the thing. So it's the backup center. It's not Drew Bobo, our
right.
starting center. And I believe
mhm.
I think he's a freshman. And I'm pretty sure like this is just my guess. I think he thought somebody jumped off sides.
Hmm.
And so he's trying to snap it to catch them. And then
Yeah, get
but
a
that
free
was not the
play.
plan at all. And
Yeah.
then he instantly backfired and probably cost us the game.
Um,
That plus a missed field goal was the difference. Ole Miss's kicker was great. We should shout him out. He had two
yes.
50 fucking yarders in this game, set a Sugar Bowl record.
He
Yeah.
set the record twice with the 55 yarder, then the 56 yarder. Like,
Yeah.
God.
I do feel some type of way about this just because I felt, and you laughed at this, John, but I felt it in my heart. I think I was like, this is a title team. Like this team, there's no one now that Ohio State was out, Ohio State lost. I was like, okay, like if we just gotta take care of business and like we can be in the title, like at a minimum. But I guess we're just I don't know. Ole Miss was just the better team. Frankly, they should have beaten us in Athens the first time. So it wasn't a fluke that they beat us this time.
yeah,
Um, what do we think of Pete Golding?
There's plenty of chances for like a not even inexperienced coach, but like, interim head coach to not be ready for the moment and make some critical mistake that cost them the game. And that just didn't happen. Uh, they were fortunate to stay in it the entire time. When it was like when Gunnar Stockton had his third rushing touchdown, I'm like, geez, damn. But uh, when you have a quarterback that good and all you need is a field goal, I truly didn't think with as little time that they had that they would be able to drive more than the length of the field than they needed to actually kick it based on how their kicker was doing. But I think it's nice when you don't notice your head coach. Like, much like the refs in the last second of the game, it's just nice when you don't notice the operations that lead to your success. And for Pete Golding, the highest compliment you can give him is that, oh, this team looks like they have all season. If I didn't know the lane thing was going on, I would think this is who's supposed to be here. And that's huge credit to him.
yeah. I want to be a little bit more specific when I say Kirby Smart fucked this up. And it could also be Gunnar Stockton a little bit, but the third and goal play at the end of the game where George ends up kicking a field goal to tie it. I don't think that that was the right way to go about the end of that game. The throwing an incomplete pass and stopping the clock and giving Ole Miss a full minute worth of time when you could have either tried to run it in, you had three timeouts, you could have gotten the game clock down to about 20 seconds, call it 15 seconds after the field goal and the kickoff. And Ole Miss wasn't going to score with 15 seconds. Like that's just not a thing that was
No.
going to happen. And yeah, playing for overtime sucks, but like you could have just I don't think it was the right call to throw the ball there. Maybe you can have like a one read type deal. If it's wide open, you throw the ball to him, but like Gunnar Stockton needs to see that one read and just go down, or you just run the ball and make it easy. And maybe you score a touchdown running the ball. Maybe maybe you still get it, but like I don't think that was done very well. And then the two like broken play lateral shits they did when you receive the kickoff with 6 seconds left, like why are you even running it out with a lateral play that is not going to work at all when even if the Georgia players don't get like decked before they can receive the ball and the ball goes back and hits a pylon, like those two players were fully surrounded even if they were standing up. Like Ole Miss was totally ready for the lateral bullshit play. Like
Yeah,
and I don't know why you don't just take it in the end zone, get your touchback, and then try to like run an actual play. But with that being said, we saw them do that 5 seconds later after they rolled the stage on the field twice and had to take it off. And that was
yeah,
a terrible lateral play. Everyone was just standing there. No one was trying to like do anything.
yeah. The end of games like the I agree and disagree with you. Okay, so the part I don't agree with you about is like I'm fine playing for the kill when you're at when you're at their end zone, and if you think throwing the ball is the best thing, that's fine. Like my position is that if you give them a minute left, if we're a championship team, we stop them and
Yes,
we
yes.
really should have, okay? It was
It
third
was
and
one
five.
one busted coverage.
Exactly. That was the difference. And like I'll live with that ultimately. But
That's fair.
I don't want to be like the hindsight of like because they got that you don't want to leave them a minute. I felt like the defense was doing fine at that point in the game. I just don't think we should have gone zero coverage on third and five with no safety help. I thought that was crazy. That was the part I disagreed with. The on the Pete Golding point, there was only one mistake I thought he made. First of all, I thought for your first real game, this was a this was a game you had to like make a lot of coaching decisions in. He probably burned like 1,000 calories just standing there on the sideline. Like, and he did a pretty good job. There was only one mistake I thought that Ole Miss made that I would, within reason, put at his feet, which was that at the end of the first half they had a field goal, and what the clock was running, and the offense was still out there trying to spike the ball while the field goal unit was running out to do like a fire drill kick.
Mm.
And he just clearly did not communicate to his players what the plan was because they actually would have gotten another 3 points,
Yeah.
which would have changed the whole game. In fact, so that was a mistake that I think that I would say is Pete Golding's fault, but everything else, pretty great.
Yeah. I think that there's one other thing, and this is like such a minor nitpick, but I'm just gonna say it anyways. And it's a special teams play, so I'm gonna put it on coaching, but it's also like six Ole Miss players that fucked this up on the onside kick at the very end. Come on. Like Georgia realistically should not have even had that one extra play. You just allowed the one thing to happen that you can't, which is a Georgia player already on the ground getting the ball so that the time doesn't tick off. Like
Yeah, I didn't even know you could recover to safety kicks. Like
I didn't either. That's the first time I've ever seen that. But
somebody did. I was proud that like we even managed to get another attempt after we fucked up so badly.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I mean, it was a good game. It was a shootout. It was a proper shootout. I really think if this game went to overtime, we would have been able to win the game, but they fucked up. You know what's worse about the fact that we called that zero man coverage? It was on third and five, and we called timeout. Why did we call timeout? We called timeout and let them design a play and then see our coverage and then call it. I wish we had just not called timeout at all and just played
Mhm.
defense straight up. But anyway, whatever. It was a good season. I've decided it was a good season. We won the SEC. I'm not gonna be that upset about it, but I
It's
hope
hard
Ole
to beat a
Miss
team twice.
yeah. Yeah. And Ole Miss, I hope they win it. Good for you guys.
You're
You've
alone
never
in
won
that
it.
thought.
Wouldn't it be great? Whatever. They've never won shit. They got good fans. Good, let them
No,
get
fuck
a
them.
win.
They're Ole Miss, dude. Fuck them. I don't
It's
want them
it's
to win a
nice that
championship.
the ball's been taken away from some other guys, but let's not get crazy.
All right. Well, wrapping up, we've got some non-playoff bowl games that we wanted to maybe talk about it for a little bit. Did anything leap out to you guys? I did want to talk a little bit about Penn State and Clemson and Georgia Tech BYU, if you guys were cool with that.
Yeah, the Pinstripe Bowl, Penn State Clemson, that game fucking sucked, dude. It was like
Yeah.
6-6 in the fourth quarter, and I put in our notes, disgusting football game. What did I expect? Like these two teams kind of sucked all year, right? Like Penn State fired their coach. These two teams were in the top four preseason, and they're playing in the Pinstripe Bowl when and they neither of them can score on each other. It sucked.
They were my national championship picks. I don't know if you
I
guys
think I
remember
had
that, but they
Clemson
were.
too.
I had Clemson, Penn State in the fucking championship.
There is some like muscle memory that still kind of activates in my like myself like seeing those two logos next to each other. I'm like, wow, wow, this is what the expanded playoff yielded. Like, no,
Nope.
they're playing
Yeah.
in New York.
In a baseball stadium, dude.
Yeah,
That people
and
frequently get hurt on.
it's a baseball stadium.
Yeah.
Um, on the note, Clemson's very bad season ends with even worse news, which is that they're hiring Chad Morris back to be the offensive coordinator. That's their big move to get the offense back on track is bringing back Chad Morris, who I guess was
Brilliant.
technically good with Clemson. He was horrible everywhere else, but he was good with them, right? So
Yeah,
maybe that would work, but it's probably not going to work.
probably not. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, whatever. It's a stupid fucking bowl game. Penn State
yep.
won. Dabo's crying because he would have broken down in tears winning the Pinstripe Bowl because that's who he is.
Yeah.
The better bowl game, Pop-Tarts Bowl. BYU won 25-21. What do we think of this one?
In another thriller, the Pop Tarts Bowl is I mean, it's only this is only the third edition. And the fact that we gotten three good games in a row,
Hell
I
yeah.
mean, you have to just feel lucky. Um, Again, Georgia Tech gets to a bowl game that would be very exciting to win, and they leave with nothing. Very unfortunate for Haynes King, who is one of the last of the local legend quarterbacks we'll see. Um, I hate doing this again, but like, yeah, this is another important Big 12 game. BYU needed to show themselves good after the Big 12 championship. Uh, that's all I got.
Yeah.
Another fun Pop Tarts Bowl, I will say.
Another fun Pop-Tarts Bowl. It was great. Really fun game. Uh it sucks that Haynes King's career ends that way on just a bad interception. Like that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that Georgia Tech's I mean everything that Georgia Tech struggled with all season like bit them in this game, which is their defense just truly sucked. Like by the end of the year, they were just getting way worse as a unit. And BYU really BYU wanted to be there, which I also think made a big difference. Like, and Sataki really impressed me in this game. Like how he's really good. His guys play really hard for him. BYU, I think, feels great about their year. I don't think they should feel horrible. Georgia Tech probably feels a little bit bad. This was a playoff. They had a real shot at being the ACC representative. Um, but yeah, it was a good playoff. It was a good bowl game. Probably one of the few bowl games I wanted to watch. So we'll leave it there. ReliaQuest Bowl, Iowa beat Vanderbilt 34-27.
Let's call it what it is. It's the Outback Bowl. Come on. Come on.
Yes. We're loyal to the
But
previous corporate sponsor of the bowl
yes,
game.
damn right.
That's right. You
Um
you better not change that logo on me.
yeah. I mean, just fun result for me because the SEC lost. I again suits my narrative. Iowa just not shockingly competent. Like it's such a non-surprise that Iowa has such a competent operation. Like they just go out there and they play Iowa football, man. They do it every single fucking year.
Yeah, yeah. And Vanderbilt, I'm kind of amazed. Well, first of all, can we acknowledge Iowa and Vanderbilt? It was 34-27. Like they scored a lot
Right.
of
It's a
points.
lot of
Like
points.
That's right. Mark Gronowski. Look who's talking now.
you have been a Mark Gronowski believer all this season.
Listen, I know Iowa football. I've had to study it. Just going maniacal and like trying to understand like how the fuck does this team keep beating us? I know they're not good. I swear to God. But Mark Gronowski, I'm like, no, no, no. He has tools. All right. There were so many years with Iowa quarterbacks with no tools beyond quarterback sneaking, and that's more of a size thing. So for Mark Gronowski to actually beat a ranked team, this is the first ranked team, even if their tight end was sitting out. This is the first ranked team that I was beaten in since 2021 when they beat Penn State. It's been
Wow.
kind of crazy. But hey, even if it's a bowl game, there's debate on counting it. I will. Uh, you were letting games like this slip by you before. This is very important. And then also, any win with Kirk Ferentz at this point feels very special for them. Uh, you don't know. He's coming back next year. Their head coach in waiting is now at Michigan State. Don't know what's going on there necessarily, but this is a good year for the Hawks. The Grim Reaper, the Man in Black, is at Penn State now, so they're really feeling themselves.
Is is the head coach in waiting thing like ever successful? Like
Yeah, no, it is. I pretty much not. I don't know. Iowa, I think Iowa will be fine. They're a rock solid program. I think that they've weirdly allowed themselves to believe that without Kirk Ferentz, they would be nothing, when statistically Kirk Ferentz is exactly what they've always gotten before.
No, no,
So,
no. They're this is like he's like the greatest Iowa coach. Not just because he's been there for so long, but like there were a lot of like, all right, we'll go 10-2 this season, and then we're gonna go 4-8. Like they were very inconsistent. And for him to just be B to B plus for this long, it's honestly remarkable. So I'll give him that. Uh, but if
yeah.
they're gonna have to start
um
over, I'm glad to have the jump on them. So,
yeah,
On
I
the
mean Kirk Ferentz's career winning percentage is like 100 points higher than Iowa's history.
Yeah, but
So I
that's
mean,
like, yeah, I'm just saying, like, it wasn't that they weren't what Indiana was before, and like now they have Signetti or something. My
yeah.
point was, is like they weren't like that bad of a program historically. But anyway, listen, on the flip side, Vanderbilt, not the way that you would have wanted to finish the season, but still great season, man. So feel good. Replace Pavia, maybe with someone with a little bit less of a mouth, hopefully for your own good. But um, yeah, I think that's still a good season. Um,
Diego Pavia, future UFL legend.
Yes,
I cannot
absolutely.
wait. The UFL is expanded to Orlando. Head coach of the Battlehawks, Anthony Becht, has moved down there. They shuffled everything. But if Diego Pavia ends up at Orlando, what are we talking about, dude? This could be incredible for spring football. But that's a side project for me.
Yeah. So
uh,
we joked about it last year, but we should actually get into spring football this year.
yes, yeah.
And you know
Columbus
what's
Uh,
going to happen
Aviators
is
thing
a
now
year
too.
a year from now, we're gonna be like, yeah, last year we said we were gonna get into it, and then we didn't. That's
Y'all weren't. I
okay.
was.
I like my off-season time. I cherish it. Awesome. Well, on to the portal. Um, we've got some news there. Oregon loses 11 players. Indiana loses six, and apparently both coaches were at meetings during bowl game prep. That seems to have been a precedent set, which I'm glad was set this cycle, which is that even when coaches are leaving, they're for the most part being allowed to coach out for their teams. I guess Lane Kiffin being the exception, but
Don't
Charlie
know
Weiss
what's going on
stayed
there.
at Ole Miss at least. He was the OC there. So that's interesting.
Uh, was it Dan Lanning and Kurt Signetti were in the press conferences for the Sugar Bowl, and it's very funny. You saw both of them like he like laughing about how it's like, yeah, my bowl prep got cut into because I had to be at this breakfast with a couple recruits and if they were gonna leave or not. And then Dan Lanning's like, take all the time you need, Kurt, please. Like, I like that these guys are you don't really get to see coaches like banter with each other. Like when it does happens, it feels like, geez, I probably shouldn't be watching this, but having this like, totally PG thing, like laughing about the state of college football, like good God, if you're not laughing, you're crying. So yeah, I think it was just a fun little moment. Also interesting that like 11 players from a playoff team. Like,
Yeah, it's
They're one of
crazy.
those programs now. It's not going to stop. That's how it's always going to be for them.
I
Um,
checked the 247 like transaction page or whatever. There's a player, a tight end, leaving Oregon to go to Indiana right now. I wonder what he's able to talk about with them. Hmm.
Uh, in other news, Kentucky's trying to get Sam Levitt from Arizona State. Is this an extension? Is it not? Why would you leave Arizona State for Kentucky? Like, why
There's a
would you do that?
rumor that Sam Levitt might have been kicked off the team.
Really?
I
Is there?
don't
Fascinating.
have
Can we
I don't
speculate
have
more? Why?
any I don't have any verification on this, but Sam Levitt got hurt allegedly playing basketball middle of the season. Tons of NIL going into him. Arizona State apparently doesn't have too much to work with in the first place. Kenny Dillingham allegedly maybe was upset by that. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing? You're the face of our program. Please, like, get it together." And then there was like the end of year like banquet or whatever. Very cute that they have end of year banquets at this level too. Uh, and Sam Levitt's not there, possibly because he's not on the team anymore. It also, again, it really doesn't make sense to leave Arizona State. I can't imagine things being much better. And when the plan seems to be maybe LSU or seriously considering Kentucky, I'm like, what? This couldn't have been on purpose.
Who did Kentucky get? They got a new coach. What's his name?
uh, Oregon's offensive coordinator, I believe, Will
Yeah, I
Stein.
mean, yeah, admittedly, it is a good new coach in theory. So I kind of get that. But yeah, I don't. Maybe it kind of sounds to me like she didn't dump me. It was mutual,
Yeah,
like to me. But um,
this is the off season, dude. All the little rumors.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I had a whole bit I was gonna do. Mary Portalmas. This is a gingerbread house that Sarah and I made. It's the holiday season, dude. I've been waiting to eat this cookie all show. Oh, mm. Last bit of news. Um, Abu Sama leaving Iowa State. Yeah, that's not news. Everyone's leaving Iowa State. Whatever.
Yeah.
But he's going to Wisconsin. Kind of crazy that Wisconsin is pulling in that level of player. Not even like speaking so highly of Abu, who is very good. But it's like, oh, Wisconsin's like serious. There was some like talk about like when they weren't firing Fickle, that they were going to give him the the resources to really compete. And then you pair Abu, I think yesterday, with Old Dominion's quarterback Colton Joseph, one of the top prospects on the board this cycle. It's like, oh, okay, they're at least going to set up a situation where Luke Fickle has to prove it this year, right now. Like, this is the best quarterback you've had, and at least the second best running back you had, not even like looking at their roster. Like, Abu's a real deal guy. So, chop, chop, dude. Uh, Wisconsin, it felt like a mistake they were even keeping him in the first place. But I'm kind of surprised it's like, we're going to be serious now. What?
Yeah, I
Now?
mean, yeah. I mean,
2026 is now the time to be serious. How?
yeah. I mean, to be fair, they've given him the idea that they're now making this a do or die year. They've given him more than enough time to like make this work.
Yeah.
So
I mean, this is going to be year 4 or year 5 for Pickle.
I want to say year five.
Yeah.
I want to say year five. He's been there for a minute, man.
Yeah. Not a
And
lot
it
of good.
nothing, nothing. I've never even like they've never even been a marquee matchup to watch. Like they're always on like the Big Ten network playing, losing to some random team. No, it's been horrible. But
It's been long enough that I kind of forgot, like, why was he hired in the first place? Even though it made sense at the time, it was a bold choice, but it was still like,
well,
why?
he
Like,
had Cincinnati in the fucking playoffs. He was
Yeah.
incredible. Like,
that it's
just didn't
fucking
work.
forever ago in today's modern era. I'm like, what the? Like, when did that happen? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like several years younger. My life was totally different. Luke Fickle still hasn't won anything there. How?
Uh, well,
Very
moving on,
poorly.
moving on to the final playoff picks, I guess. Next will be the championship. We've got Ole Miss and Miami and Indiana and Oregon. So we'll start with Ole Miss and Miami. Josh, who do you think's going to win this game?
The viewer. This one will rock. Uh, I'm hoping Trinidad Chambliss can finish this game. If Miami's D line is going to do that to Ohio State, oh. So, but hey, I think if Miami can keep running the ball like this and making it that easy for Carson Beck, why not? Why not them? I like one quarterback more, but it doesn't. If their plan is to make that not matter, there's a way.
What do you think, John?
Give it to me, man. Give me Miami.
Wow.
They're
He silently held up the U, listener.
right, yes. Um I just really love Miami's defense. Like I spent 5 minutes talking about how good I think Trinidad Chambliss is, but like I think he's gonna have a great game and it's gonna be, you know, probably close in the fourth quarter, but I think I don't expect Miami to have a 40-yard blown zero coverage to give Ole Miss a win at the end of the game.
That's a fair assumption. Okay, I'm shocked. I'm the only guy. I think Ole Miss will win. I'm picking Ole Miss. The
Fuck Ole
reason
Miss, they
being,
suck.
reason being is first of
What conference
all,
do they play in, by the way?
they play in the SEC. And therefore, that's why I'm picking. No, no. No, I'm picking them because first of all, yeah, Chambliss can, I think, handle the rush. He handled Georgia's rush. Miami's is better, but I still think he can A, handle it. B, they've got a really effective quick passing game to deal with this pressure in general, and they execute. They really hit those quick hitch routes, those quick slants. So I mean, I think they'll be able to handle it offensively, and I think they're going to be able to run the ball effectively just because, Chambliss is so dynamic and creates so much havoc, like for the linebacker's eyes. And I just think they'll be able to put up points, and I just don't think Miami can put up the points. I think that'll just be the difference. I think Miami's going to be able to run the ball for sure, um, but I don't know if they can get in a shootout and win this game. So I'm going to go with Ole Miss for that reason. Anything else on this one?
Nope.
Perfect. Great. Well, next game, Indiana, Oregon, the rematch of earlier in this season when Indiana went on the road and beat Oregon. John, who do we think is going to win this?
God, this is so hard because I think Indiana's the best team in the country. But I have the little demon on my shoulder whispering, "Hey, it's hard to beat a team twice in 1 year." So I'm just not going to make it too hard. I'm going to pick Indiana. They top to bottom, they're just fucking awesome. I'm not going to think about it that much.
I will also go Indiana. I think, frankly, when they beat them in Autzen, Indiana was not even playing as well as they're playing now. And they messed up in that game. They threw if I recall, Mendoza threw a pick six or he threw
Pick
an
six.
interception. Yeah, there was mistakes in that game, and I think basically the issues that Oregon has will likely persist. I think Texas Tech's D line got a lot of pressure. I expect Indiana's D line to get a lot of pressure. I don't know if they can keep up with Indiana in general, like throughout the game. I just think Indiana's so consistent in every phase of the game that they'll pull away. What do you think, Josh?
I think Oregon struggled to put up points on a team that couldn't score. I think they're going to be in the same situation and think, oh, I have to chase points because I know Indiana can. And if they're going to that way, I don't think this goes well for them. Um, I think Kurt Signetti's way too cool of a customer to get caught in that reverse trap, even when they're not scoring. Again, I've seen Indiana play dogfights and win. I've seen them blow people out and not let it get close. I'm not sure which version of this will be, but I think Indiana scores 17 points and Oregon's like, fuck. Oh no. I did everything I could have, and I'm still like not necessarily in this. Like Indiana gets in the end zone even once ahead of Oregon. I'm concerned.
Yeah, and on top of that, just as a final note, I mean, I just think Signetti's a better head coach. Like they just have the coaching advantage as well. Um, Shockingly, Indiana, we didn't mention this. Indiana's the only team that won coming off a bye. Everyone else lost. He really gets his guys prepared. Um, so they haven't given me a reason to doubt them, so I'm not going to. I think that's a fair place to leave it. But all right, well, we'll be back next week or fucking 3 weeks from now, whenever they play the next round of this thing. They
Yeah,
take
There's
forever.
way too much time between these games. It's crazy.
I think this one is next week. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We just came off break. We don't know anything.
Well, great. Well, we'll catch you guys later. Bye.